The camera fades in slowly, showing a dark, moonlit city. The wind howls through empty streets, and shadows stretch unnaturally across the buildings. On a rooftop, Ryuto Kageyama stands alone, his body tense. His hands tremble not from the cold, but from the dark power surging through him, the curse of the Shadow King, inherited from his father. The shadows swirl around him, whispering, beckoning him to embrace them fully. The power within him grows, but so does the fear of losing himself. Narrator Ryuto's voice, filled with inner conflict. How much longer can I control it? Before I become just another shadow? The shadows pulse as if alive, responding to Ryuto's emotional turmoil. The power he wields is both a blessing and a curse. It can protect, but it can also destroy. The same curse that once marked him as a potential hero is now a force threatening to consume him entirely. Ryuto's mind flashes back to the day everything changed. His father, the head of the Kageyama clan, was slain in a brutal attack. Ryuto, a mere child at the time, was left with nothing but the curse, the dark power of the Shadow King. The once proud and noble clan was brought to his knees, and Ryuto was forced to carry the weight of their legacy. The attack was never fully explained, but Ryuto has lived with the pain of his family's destruction for years. His powers, a mark of his bloodline, were meant to protect, but instead, they tore his life apart. Narrator Ryuto's voice, filled with sorrow and rage. I didn't want this power. I didn't ask for it. But now, it's the only thing I have left, and it's destroying me. The more Ryuto uses his abilities, the more they consume him. What was once meant to protect has become a constant battle for control between what he wants and what the shadows demand. The power grows with his anger, his grief, and his need for vengeance. Ryuto begins to question whether he is still the person he once was or if the curse has already claimed his soul. In his search for answers, Ryuto encounters Ayumi, the last surviving member of the Kageyama clan. She had known his father and had witnessed the fall of their people. Ryuto, desperate for answers, seeks her out, but Ayumi is hesitant, reluctant to speak of the past. As Ryuto presses her for answers, Ayumi hesitates, and the truth she reveals changes everything. Ayumi softly, regret in her voice, Ryuto, the destruction of your family wasn't random. It was orchestrated by someone you trusted, someone you've been walking beside this entire time. Ryuto freezes, his heart races, and the shadows around him seem to tighten. Betrayal. The person responsible for his family's fall isn't some distant enemy. It's someone close to him, someone he trusted deeply. The truth weighs heavily on him, and the shadows pulse as if urging him to act. Ryuto voice trembling, disbelief. What do you mean? Who betrayed us? Who could it be? Ayumi, her eyes filled with sorrow. The curse you bear. It wasn't random. It was planned, and the one who set it in motion is someone you've trusted more than anyone else. The words hit Ryuto hard. Betrayal. The truth that his worst enemy might be someone he considered family sends a chill down his spine. His quest for vengeance has been misguided all along. The person responsible has been right under his nose the whole time. The shadows grow restless, urging him toward vengeance, but Ryuto hesitates. Ryuto's search for answers leads him to Kato, the man who raised him, the man who taught him how to control his powers. Kato was more than just a mentor, he was a father figure to Ryuto. But the confrontation that awaits him will unravel everything he thought he knew. As Ryuto confronts Kato, the truth comes crashing down. Kato, the man who had raised him, had been orchestrating the destruction of Ryuto's family all along. The shadows around Ryuto surge violently as Kato's words cut into him. Kato coldly, detached. It was always meant to be this way. Ryuto, you were never meant to be free. You were meant to be the vessel for the Shadow King's power. Your father's death, the fall of your clan, everything was part of the plan. Ryuto stands frozen, disbelief and anger flooding his chest. The man who he trusted most, the man who had raised him and trained him to control the very power that was now consuming him, was the one who had betrayed him. The shadows grow stronger, feeding off his rage. Ryuto voice breaking, filled with disbelief. No, you betrayed me? You betrayed my family? Kato steps closer, his voice cold and unfeeling. Kato with a twisted smile. Power isn't about loyalty, Ryuto. It's about control. You were never meant to lead. You were meant to be controlled. The curse was never a burden, it was a tool, a weapon. The shadows surge around Ryuto, pushing him toward vengeance. But as his hand tightens around his blade, doubt fills his heart. If he strikes Kato, what will become of him? Will he be consumed by the darkness like the others before him? Or is there another way? Just as Ryuto is about to make his choice, Ayumi steps forward again. This time, her expression is one of cold, calculated resolve. The final betrayal is revealed. Ayumi has been working with Kato all along. Ayumi grinning darkly. You were never meant to succeed, Ryuto. You were just a pawn, a tool in a game you didn't even understand. Ryuto stumbles back, reeling from the weight of the betrayal. The person he thought he could trust most, his ally, his family, had been deceiving him from the start. The shadows grow stronger, urging him to act, to take revenge. But Ryuto is torn. The person he once was fights against the monster the curse is making him. Ryuto, his voice breaking, filled with sorrow. No, you lied to me all this time. You were using me. Ayumi, her grin widening. You were always the pawn, Ryuto. You were never meant to win. The shadows close in on him, urging him to strike, to destroy everything. But something in Ryuto's heart resists. He's at a crossroads, revenge or redemption. Just as Ryuto stands on the edge of his decision, a familiar voice rings out from the shadows. A voice that chills him to his very core. A mysterious figure, cold and mocking. You think this is the end, Ryuto? You've been playing by their rules all along. But what if the game has only just begun? Another figure steps forward from the shadows. Ryuto's heart races as he recognizes the voice. It's someone from his past. Someone who has been pulling the strings all along. The realization hits him hard. He has been a pawn in a much larger game, a game far more dangerous than he could ever have imagined. The camera cuts to black, leaving only the faint whispers of the shadows. Narrator Ryuto's voice, filled with doubt and fear. What if everything you believe was a lie? What if the real battle is only just beginning? What would you do in Ryuto's shoes? Could you forgive the ones who betrayed you? Or would revenge consume you entirely? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for the next chapter of Ryuto Kageyama's journey. The truth is just beginning to unfold.